Hi guys, I'm going to show you another way to do decimal multiplication. In case you prefer this way, and then you have a variety of options on how to solve these particular problems. So if we have 78 hundredths multiplied by 5 and 2/10, the easiest thing to do is to work with whole numbers. So we can turn these decimals into whole numbers by multiplying them by 100 or 10 or some kind of number like that to make sure that it becomes a whole number. So if we take the first number here, 78 hundredths, if you multiply it by 100, the answer is 78. Because what you're doing is you're just looking at how many zeros there are in 100, and you're literally moving the decimal place over that many times to become 100. 5 and 2/10, you can multiply by 10, and you only have to move the decimal place over once because there's 1 0 to become 52. And then once you have 78 and 52, basically want to just set up your page like this. And you take the number 78. How can you split up 78 into 2? So it's almost like you're breaking it down. If you break it down to 70 and 8, right? Those two numbers added together become 78. And 52 can be broken down or decomposed, I like to call it, to 50 and 2. Okay? So what you would do is you take the 70 and the 8 here, and then you'd put the other number down here, and you'd go 50 and 2. And then you kind of like cross multiply. So first you can go 50 times 70. Well, we take 5 times 7. We know that's 35. Add in those zeros. 3,500, 3,500. And then we take the 2 and multiply the 2 by 70. Now 2 times 7 we know is 14. So 2 times 70's got to be 140. Then you do the same thing. Now you take 50 and you multiply it by 8. Well, 8 times 5 is 40. Add in the 0, 400. Then you take 2 and you multiply it by the 8. 2 times 8 is 16. So now you have 3,500, 400, 140, and 16 as answers. Well, what do we have to do to all those answers? We have to add them up. So you want to start with the biggest number. That's probably the easiest thing, and make sure you line everything up properly. 140 and 16. Okay? The answer is 4,556. Now what we have to do now is, because we've moved these numbers, the decimal numbers, or the decimal places over to get whole numbers, we have to change this new answer back to a decimal. So this is what we do. How many places did we move the decimal over in 78 hundredths? We moved it over 2 times. How many places did we move 5 and 2/10? We moved the decimal over 1 to get 52. We move the decimal place over 1 time. 2 plus 1 is 3. So when we have the number 4,000, so down here, we're looking down here now, the number 4,056, you just add in the decimal places, and you're going over 3 times, because with 78 and with 78 hundredths and 5 and 2/10, in total, we move the decimal place over 3 times. So that's what you have to do to your final answer. So the decimal is here. I'm down at the bottom of the screen here. The decimal is here because there's always an invisible decimal after every whole number. So if we move the decimal place over 3 times, 1, 2, 3, our answer is 4, I'm going to write it here, 4 and 56 thousandths. And that's your answer.